I've been learning to play the guitar for a little while now, and I've really tried my best to stick with getting better and better. And it reminds me there's two things that are needed to make a relationship successful, and it's the same two things I've had to use in playing this guitar. I've had to practice my commitment and sticking with it and practicing day after day, week after week if I want to get better. And I've had to have flexibility because sometimes my schedule leaves me drained. Sometimes I'm exhausted. Sometimes I don't have as much time as I want to have. And sometimes my fingers hurt from playing the guitar. And I want to just take a little bit of a break. So I practice something else with the guitar instead. So commitment and flexibility allows me to be better at playing guitar. It keeps me from quitting. It keeps me from getting overwhelmed and frustrated. I stay committed by sticking to a schedule. And even if I don't get to practice 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row, I don't give up on it. Number two, I keep as much flexibility in my life as possible to realize maybe I don't have the energy sometimes. Maybe my fingers hurt, or maybe I just need to take a break and do something different to shift up things and know that, you know what? Everything doesn't have to be done exactly the way I think it does all the time. Well, you know what? This guitar relates so much to relationships. I talk to couples all the time in my office in counseling. And the one thing I tell couples all the time that will make your relationship successful, it's 2 steps: commitment and flexibility. Commitment in a relationship means you don't have any give up in you. It doesn't mean you can't ever leave a relationship for some horrible, horrible reason, but it means at any and all costs, you need to be committed to sticking it out and not picking up your toys and walking away, not giving up when it just gets tough, but stay committed to trying every day to make this relationship the best that you can. And the second thing is flexibility. People confuse this all the time. They think about compromise. That's what a lot of people say. You need to know how to compromise in a relationship. I don't like compromise. Compromise leads to resentment. Compromise means, okay, fine. You do this, I'll do this. Or since you get to do that, I'll stop doing this. And when compromise comes into play, it means we're kind of negotiating. There's a winner, there's a loser. When you enter the world of flexibility, you start to think, who does this matter more to when it comes to buying something or going on a trip or going out with somebody or paying a bill? Whenever flexibility enters the equation, you stop asking, what do I want to get out of it? And you start looking at the other person and saying, what matters to them? And does it matter more to them than it does to me? Because maybe I'm fighting an argument that I don't even really care about whether I win or lose. I'm just arguing. When you have flexibility, you're willing to consider the other person's feelings and the other person's desires ahead of yours. If you really care about something, it's completely fine to say, you know what? I don't think I feel comfortable with this yet. Can we keep talking about it and keep the conversation going? You don't have to just give up and compromise and say, fine, you win, you get what you want. You can stop and say, you know what? I feel like I'm not totally satisfied, so I want to keep talking about it. Keep the conversation going. So remember, just like this guitar here, when you want a successful relationship, there are 2 keys to it. Commitment, don't give up. And flexibility, consider the other person's feelings, desires, wants, and needs on top of yours, not just instead of yours. Because if you're not totally satisfied, keep discussing it. Commitment and flexibility can make your relationship better every day.